What is going on, Pokemon community? It is Achilles018 here, and today we are continuing our journey through Pokemon Sword with only shiny Galarian Slowpoke. We just left the gym after beating Milo and earning our grass badge, and we keep bumping into this lady that says she can't believe Milo lost. Well, believe it, sister. Okay, alright. Sheesh, I'm starting to think I didn't beat him. Moving on to Route 5, taking on a couple of trainers, including this guy and his cutie fly. What on earth was that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now I'm horrified. Moving on to the bridge, Team Yell is hassling this doctor, so it's time to battle. The first grunt falls pretty quickly, but his friend, not so much. The second grunt uses Sableye, which just might be the worst possible opponent for Slowpoke. As a dark and ghost type, it's immune to all my attacks except acid, which it also resists. Not only is my typing a bad matchup, but the moveset makes it even worse. This one-on-one battle took 5 minutes, but Sableye goes down. Team Yell practices better social distancing, and the doctor thanks me with the bike. I meet up with Hop, and he says if I take one step closer, something's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna... Feeling uncomfortable now. Hop was watching me that entire time. I peel the awkwardness and it's time to teach Hop some manners. I buff to the max with Curse here, and then comes the boom. One-shot Wooloo, one-shot Corvisquire, one-shot Thwackey, and it's all over. Hop adds insult to injury here by giving me a revive even though he knows I only have one Pokemon. Quick bike ride into town, and we're at Hullbury, a quaint and quiet fishing town with a few piers, townhomes, a lighthouse, an open-air market, and of course, the water-type Pokemon gym. Strolling past the Pokemon Center, and we get a more casual look at Chairman Bede, his assistant Oleana, and even eavesdrop on a conversation between Rose and Bede. Evidently, Rose doesn't remember who Bede is at first, solidifying that Bede's savior of sorts doesn't share mutual respect. We learn that Rose gave Bede his first Pokemon, further adding to Bede's strong feelings of loyalty to Rose. Unfortunately, Rose sees me and states his curiosity about Leon choosing to endorse me as a trainer. He says if I beat the water gym leader Nessa, then we should talk over fish and chips at the local seafood restaurant, so I'm off. I get to the gym and I hear Nessa is at the lighthouse. What is this, Pokemon Gold and Silver? As you can imagine, I head to the lighthouse and find Nessa. She recognizes me as the trainer endorsed by Leon, and she awaits my challenge of her gym. I know Nessa's anchor Pokemon is Dreadnought, so it will know Bite and thus Max Darkness while in D-Max form, so I check the local market to see how I can prepare for a moveset mismatch. I buy a few different things, but I eventually settle on Lax Incense, which provides a small chance for enemy attacks to miss each turn. On to the Water Gym mission. I don't know what it is about water levels in general that I'm not a fan of, no matter whether it's crossing the barren seas in Pokemon, swimming in Mario games, or Zelda water temples, but the multicolored pipes are giving me bad flashbacks to the Great Bay Temple from Majora's Mask. Yeah. So, as you might guess, we get through this maze by switching color-coded terminals from up to down position, changing where the water falls versus turning it off altogether, thus clearing a path. Along the way, we face a couple of trainer battles, and avoid the one that we can. And when I say avoid, I mean taking advantage of this girl's horrible nearsightedness. A few switches later, and we climb the steps to declare our victory over the Water Gym mission and prepare for our battle with Nessa. For this battle, I know I have a level advantage, but Bite is a notoriously common move, and it will lead to some trouble when I Dynamax against Nessa's Dreadnought. Taking super effective damage 3 turns in a row is no joke, so my plan is to max out my attack and defense stats by using Curse a whopping 6 times before making any attacks. This will only work if Slowpoke can withstand the attacks from Nessa's first Pokemon and get set up. Thankfully, her first Pokemon is Goldeen, so we should be all set to get set. Here we go. Goldeen goes down with one hit, which isn't surprising. Arrokuda, who also knows Bite, gets a hit in, but goes down just after. Now it's time for the main event. Nessa puts her game face on and proceeds to prepare for her anchor, Dreadnought. The anticipation starts to rise as Nessa temporarily withdraws Dreadnought, only to initiate the Dynamax transformation. I'm wondering if my preparations will be enough to slow down this gargantuan gnawing Pokemon, and we're about to find out. Slowpoke D-maxes and it's time for Dreadnought to unleash its max darkness attack. It makes contact with Slowpoke and incredible! I expected to take much less damage to be sure, but not to this extent. This battle is ours for the taking. The only thing it takes is one max Mindstorm for Slowpoke, and Dreadnought is down for the count. Slow emerges victorious, and we have earned the Water Gym badge. As promised, we meet up with Chairman Rose for what I can only describe as an awkward third wheel lunch date. Getting out of there as fast as you can say creepy, I make a quick jog down the road into Galar Mine number 2. Inside I find Bede waiting. Bede doesn't know I just got lunch with his idol, so I'm keeping that to myself. Wanting to prove his strength, Bede challenges us to a battle. So I respect his time by OHKOing Solosis and then Gothita. I try with Ponyta, but she barely hangs on. Bede heals up, but it's not enough to stop the inevitable. Bede says he's going to try out a new move, but it's just Psybeam? Was that a translation error or just bad writing? Either way, Slowpoke throws her weight around and Hatena gets flattened. Shortly thereafter, Hop catches up to me for a double battle with Team Yell. Double battles against Team Yell make me nervous, as there's a lot of potential for both Pokemon, usually a dark type, to attack a single target, meaning me. This happens several times during this battle, and I have to use energy roots and potions more than once. I'm able to stall with some potions, but the battle goes on so long that Hop's Pokemon start to go down. Hop's Corvisquire comes in with a type advantage against Pancham, and I barely hang on when Thievul uses Snarl. A quick Zen Headbutt takes out Pancham, and the rest of the battle goes our way from there. We happen to run into Kabu, the Fire-type gym leader from Motostoke, who has just dispatched some Team Yell grunts himself. Hop and I follow Kabu out of the cave, and I start to head back to Motostoke. On the way, I'm stopped by the world's happiest policeman, who gets more and more unsettling as the battle goes on. What is with this guy? He laughs at everything, even when I make his Pokemon faint. It's like they pulled this guy straight out of the Paranoia Agent opening theme. We return to Motostoke and head back to the Budu Inn. Marnie happens to be waiting in the lobby with her Morpeko. Team Yell quickly joins her, and a battle ensues. Marnie as a character is so interesting to me, as she goes against the tropes that have kept so many rival characters one-dimensional in the past. Marnie, as we will find out later, has depth and a unique journey of her own. Her development isn't just in her writing, but even her music adds to her complexity. The soft tones of Marnie's theme, which you're hearing now, contrast heavily to her rugged hairstyle, leather jacket, and just general tough girl exterior. She is one among the many excellent NPC characters that Sword and Shield has to offer. After beating Marty, I'm about to leave the hotel, but something about this guy strikes me. He quit his job so we could watch the gym challenge? Is this a call out to the guy that quit his job when Pokemon Go came out? Oh well. Back at the gym, Hop beat the gym leader before me again. I feel like they're trying to make Hop feel less like Hal from Sun and Moon, which is a good thing. So we're at the fire gym challenge, and in case you can't tell by the size of this small room, this one isn't much fun. You need to get 5 points to pass. You get 2 points for catching a Pokemon, or 1 point for defeating it. There are only 3 Pokemon in the room, so I have to catch at least 2. Obviously, I won't be using them. The only interesting part about this mission is, there's another trainer vying to defeat the same Pokemon as you, but they can also attack you if they feel like you're getting too far ahead of them, so there's some hidden obstacles involved, but it's minimal. I cleared the challenge, and it's time to battle Kabu. Hey, don't worry about your hair, dude. Looks better than Kabu's, you know what I mean? Oh, man. How long have you been standing there? You think he heard me? Does anyone actually jog like that? Let's go! I am so ready for this. Fire-type gyms always get my blood boiling. I love how energetic Kabu is despite his age. The way he throws his Pokeball, it's awesome. Though the way he calls his Pokemon's moves is maybe a little over the top. So the battle with Kabu was a tough one. Initially, my strategy was to curse 6 times over, as that worked so well versus Nessa. While that is the direction I went in, the extra layer of difficulty came from Burn. Burn does damage each turn and also decreases my physical attack a stage, which is Slowpoke's primary offense, so my 6 times curse is really a 5 times curse. Despite having a 14 level difference, it takes 2 headbutts to knock out Ninetales. Up next for Kabu is Arcanine, once again posing an issue, as it has the Intimidate ability, which lowers attack strength another stage, so my offense is taking hits. I decide to use Slack Off to regain some lost health, and I get lucky to dodge an incoming bite attack due to Lax Incense. After regaining some valuable health points, it's unfortunate Arcanine also has access to Will-O-Wisp, so I am burned again before too long. Finally, Arcanine goes down, and it's time for Kabu's ace in the hole, Scorch. I'm curious to see what move it's going to use in its powered up form, which from here on is Gigantamax as opposed to Dynamax. Scorch ends up going with Flutterby, which of course will be super effective against Slowpoke, but thanks to Slow's defense still being 6 times normal, it doesn't do much damage, and just like Dreadnought before, the best offense is a good defense, and it's only a matter of time before Scorch is in a ball of flame. Slowpoke and I win again. Kabu falls to his knees and acknowledges the strength that Slowpoke and I share, and it's with one more hoppy jog, a head nod, and a handshake before the Fire Gym badge is in my hand. Next week we'll be headed toward Hammerlock for even more adventures. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and until then, take care and stay safe.